So what is it that I'm hoping you guys take away from today? This isn't the holy grail, right? I can't tell you what the market's going to do. What you can do is say, I believe the market has a higher probability of going up or a higher probability of going down. That's what this helps you with, right? We talked a little bit, we'll take an aside here for a sec, but we talked a little bit about physics, right? Laws of physics. So when I say probabilities, if I look at a trend, market moved down, and then it consolidates. Think about physics, object in motion. What do you think the next, once it's consolidated, what do you think the higher probability of the next move is? Up or down? To continue with the trend, right? It's physics. Object in motion stays in motion. I'm not that smart, right? It's really about common sense. Somebody else is smarter than me. Newton was a lot smarter than me. Right? Use what he knows. Think about markets in those lights, right? Think about markets in the light of your everyday. And think about the fact that all you're ever going to get out of here, you're not going to be right all the time. You're only going to be able to say there's a 51-49 chance, right? Maybe you can, I can't tell you whether it's 51-49 or whether it's 60-40. I just know that it's better. Other thing, less periods. So when you're looking at charts, right, think about how you want, what information you're trying to get out of it. When you're talking to a customer, do you want more signals or less signals? Do you want to make sure that the market's in a trend, or do you want to catch it just at the beginning of a trend? Take the chance that it's not going to trend. That goes to talking about how many periods you want to put in your studies. So if you got a customer and he's looking at block and index and he's willing to do a lot of little blocks along the way in order to build up to this total block size, well, you might want to look at charts with shorter time periods, right? You might want smaller time periods in your studies. More transactions, which is generally better anyway from risk management standpoint, because none of us ever get the exact price right? So it's kind of like buying your 401k. But by using shorter points, you're going to get them in earlier into moves. Really important. We talked about this for a second or two, but I want to really emphasize this. You need to look at more than one study. You need confirmation from multiple studies before you actually can say with certainty that there's a better probability of one thing than another. If you just look at one thing, it's really kind of a hit or miss. And last, my last point of what to take away, well, there's two things. So my second to last point about what to take away is it's all about direction, momentum, right? What do we care about when we talk to our customers? We care about making sure we tell them which direction we think the market's going to go and how fast we think it's going to go there. So, the market's going to go up, but it's going to go up really, really slowly, and you don't think it's going to go very far, and it's inside of a broader downtrend that has some meaning. And I'm actually going to go backwards one. So when I talk about looking at different studies, I also want to emphasize this. It's not just one study. Look at different time frames. So look at, from the standpoint of your community, I'd probably look at the monthly, the weekly, and the daily. I look at the monthly to see what the big, broad trend looks like. I'd look at the weekly to kind of give me an idea of how I want to transact. Am I really bearish or bullish? Problem with the monthly is really wide ranges, right? Right now we're going to look at a chart. I don't think I put the monthly up, but if you looked at the monthly chart, it's in a downtrend. It doesn't stop being in a downtrend until it gets to $6 or something. You really don't want to sit here between $4 and $6, right? That would make you unhappy. So the broader trend, the broader influence is down. Look at the weekly. If the weekly shows down as well, now you've got confirmation that you're in a downtrend, and you're looking at the daily for where do you want to time it, right? If the weekly turned up, you probably want to get out of shorts. You want to start telling customers to get out, depending upon their time frame. The monthly turns, if the weekly and the monthly are up, you definitely want your customers, out of any floating load and fixing their risk. Last but not least, I want to make sure you guys walk away from here with the ability to print out a chart on something and look at it, put it in front of a customer, and have a conversation about it.